Well, here we are again, Tom. It's number
Ah,
4 of the Wine Cowboys item.
it's been a while. It's
It's
been
been a while,
2 or 3 months.
and because of that, we have to explain why it took a while because we were both traveling.
That's right, traveling. Okay, so
So, usually when I travel, I tend to go to wine country. Nebbiolo grows for Barolo
that
wine,
that is correct.
and
Yes.
all the way in the south.
And in the island of Sardinia, I went from the north to the south.
Oh, cool.
Basically, started Vermentino grape in the north,
Yeah.
and then they had some Cannonau, which is also Grenache grape,
Yeah, it's the same.
in the center. And then in the south, they had some really rocking good Carignan.
All right.
And
Never
really,
seen
really
that.
good. But it pairs well with fish, including
Yeah.
red tuna.
Yeah.
And they have an Atlantic tuna, comes all the way from Newfoundland into the Mediterranean, and it's one of the most delicious tunas on the planet. It's only available in like
So
June
red
or
wine
July.
and fish, I like
Yeah.
that. As in my sommelier work, I
Yes.
like to do things like that.
That's really
And then
good.
a little bit chilled, perhaps, like
Definitely.
14, 15 degrees
Definitely,
or so.
yes. That is the way to go. And we have like a little lineup here. I think you have some
Well,
stories to tell.
this is a bit my trip.
Okay.
I started in Spain because Petra was walking the Camino. So I was in Basque country first and then to Galicia.
Okay.
So Galicia is the home of the Albarino grape.
Love
So I've been
Albarino.
to Terras Gouda, who make this Terras Gouda, the Rias Baixas, and the Albadia de San Campio is 100% Albarino.
Rias Baixas. Oh,
Clean
legendary.
and crisp. Think of the food, the seafood on the seaside, grilled scampis and mussels and
Nice.
grilled fish. It's
Making me
fantastic.
hungry.
So this is owned by the Fonseca family now. It's a bigger company. When I started knowing them and learning their wines 30 years ago,
Yeah.
it was a family business.
Okay.
But as things move on in the world, they
Yeah.
need funds, they need to expand and sell wine. So they need a solid partner. So the Fonseca family took this over and they made the right steps.
Okay.
And then Pitacum is a Mencia grape from Bierzo. Bierzo is also in Galicia or in the northern part of Spain in Rias
right.
Baixas, but more landinward. So about
Okay.
200 kilometers even landinward.
Yeah.
And Mencia for me is like chunky red, smooth tannins, very gastronomic again,
Yeah.
with pork, grilled pork meats and things like
Yeah.
that. But even fish, they drink this wine also with fish.
Oh,
like
I'm
this, so
sure.
also-
Living as close to the coast as they do.
Yeah.
I had Mencia once about 10 years ago. I was in that region and I'd never even heard of the grape
No.
before. It's great. Fantastic.
So I made an offer for the wine club guys. So
Okay.
they've seen it pass by these wines. And because we went up to Holland to see the new grandchild.
All right,
and
congratulations,
there was a
new
little,
grandchild.
family meeting too.
Yes.
On the way back, I had a professional day tour with some Norwegian ladies and in Champagne. And this was the best visit.
Oh, didn't you take like 5 or 6 Norwegian ladies?
Eight Norwegian ladies
in a minivan
in a minivan
to Champagne.
to Champagne.
I told
3
you,
visits.
invite me next time.
Yeah, I would.
Yes.
So for me, Le Clair Briand is one of the Grand Marque, the top chateau houses there. Make fabulous wines. It's still family domain.
Okay.
It's fully biodynamic.
Oh, great.
So organic and biodynamic. So they
Okay.
really care about energy in the world.
Yeah.
And they are the first champagne house or the first wine house where I saw a solid golden barrel.
Well, if you can afford to do that, why not?
Why not? So
What the heck?
they did, and
Great.
because solid gold is like the most precious metal on earth.
Yeah.
It's magic for the environment, for people to wear it or to use it.
Yeah.
It gives energy to wine.
It's the
that's
greatest metallic conductor, I think, beside maybe
That's it.
platinum. But
so
it's-
all the energy in the
Yeah.
wine is smoothly passed on into a golden
Ah.
barrel. That's their story.
Okay.
Have a look on their website. It's fantastic to read about
Okay.
it, and we don't have to
Sounds
go
good.
in all the details here and explaining biodynamic, but it's all about the energy in the earth.
Yeah, and the moon cycles.
Moon cycles, moon calendar to
Yeah.
work in the cellar or in the vineyard. And the other thing they have one cuvée, Abyss it's called, and that's the cuvée. They put 4,000 bottles a year on the sea bottom, on the bottom of the sea.
bottom. How deep?
400 meters.
400 meters. That's 1,200 feet.
1,200
That's
feet.
a long way down.
And the idea is that the pressure outside
Yeah.
on that level is the same pressure, 3.5, 4 bars as in the bottle.
Oh, okay.
And they've experimented, and they are convinced that it makes a different style of champagne
Oh,
with very refined bubbles.
yeah.
And the way the wine matures is completely different on the sea bottom than
Okay.
in a wine cellar, let's say.
So how long do they leave it down there, for a year?
I think for 3 years.
Okay, 3 years.
Yes.
And then they go down and they restock.
It's like in a big crate.
Yeah.
And it has how do you call it?
A winch?
A winch, yeah, and a rubber thing on top of the sea
Okay.
level, you know, so
Yeah,
they know where it is.
Okay, that's a good thing.
And it's monitored.
But they're not telling anyone else where it
No,
is.
it is a secret place,
No,
and it's
good
monitored by cameras because
Oh, very good.
4,000 bottles of
Don't want that stolen.
175 euros a bottle, you know,
Okay.
you can understand.
Yeah.
And what kind of bottle you brought here?
Well, I didn't bring, when I went to Piemonte, normally in Piemonte, you know, the classic grapes are Barolo, Barbaresco, Barbera. But when I went there, they had a white wine made from Timorazu.
Oh.
And about 30, 40 years ago, there were only like a half hectare, 1.5 acres of Timorazu left.
Never heard that.
And one guy really put in an effort, and now it's selling like hotcakes. In fact, people are pulling out their red grapes and putting in Timorazu.
Oh, okay.
So it has a nice citrusy acidity, but after a few years, it has these almost tertiary characteristics like butterscotch and orange. Is
Okay.
after a few years, so it really
And
is
is it
good.
similar to Arnijs, which grows there too, or do you think that's lighter and
No,
more
that's
fruitier, perhaps?
that would be exactly lighter and fruitier. So this one is more crisp and acidic, sort of like a Sauvignon Gris or even Sauvignon Blanc, but then it has greater complexity also. However, that's not the bottle I brought because I didn't bring any back.
No. Okay.
And when I went to Sardinia, I didn't bring any back. And if I
Alright.
had, I probably would have had them already.
Yeah.
So I did bring from Emilia Romagna.
All right.
I brought a 100% a Sangiovese Reserva. So 2021, 100% in Barrique, 14% alcohol.
Well, what do you
We'll
think?
see how it is.
Let's knock off the cork out of there.
Okay.
Not with a saber.
Let's go.
You gotta
Go.
go.
Yeah, oh, this is good.
So it's interesting to see white grapes in Piemonte. In Piemonte.
Very interesting to see
So
that. Yes.
do you think, and do
I
you
know,
see?
this is not
is it
professional, but we're amongst
no.
friends.
Is it a tendency you see that the wine world professionally in winemakers lean towards white wine more?
Great question, and in the last 2 years, definitely.
Okay.
Especially the younger people, because the three things they want in the last 3 years are they want freshness, they want good acidity, and they want lower alcohol. And although the whites aren't necessarily lower in alcohol, they definitely do have a tendency for that freshness and acidity.
Yeah.
And even in Bordeaux, I mean, Bordeaux is about 15% whites, whereas it used to be more. Those are some of the best whites on the planet, I think.
Yeah,
I think they should grow more whites.
Yeah. No, I know Giscourt makes even a white wine now and a rosé.
Ah, that's right.
And the best example here in Languedoc is Clos du Gravias. They have more white wine than red.
Fantastic.
In production.
Yeah.
Benjamin Tallandier's white wine here.
Oh,
only
fantastic.
11%. You know, like light and crispy.
That's the LeBlanc.
I think that's the best example for here.
Yeah.
So we see that more and more, white grapes. So in this part of Spain, near Portugal, what struck me was the vineyards are so different than here.
Okay.
First of all, the grapes grow on pergola system, so they're high into the air.
Yeah.
Here the vines are close to the ground, it's about 60, 80 centimeters, and then you've got it. There you see vines 180, 2 meters high. And the idea is the soil is so fertile. So the grapes have to work hard to get the soil, the nutrition out of the soil, because it's already rich,
Yeah.
To make them work a little bit harder. Here they have a profound root system.
Sure.
There they have the distance between the fruit and the soil. And the roots,
well, that's interesting.
which works. And the rows are much less spacious than here.
Okay.
So they're closer together.
So
about
there's gonna be more
60, 80
competitiveness.
centimeters. Yeah.
More competition. The roots are fighting each other.
Yes.
They're more vigorous. They're going to produce a better quality wine.
And the first time I saw that was in the barn, because I saw a tractor was like like a toy tractor.
Yeah.
It was so tiny.
Yeah.
I think they were joking, but it was serious because the rows are so narrow.
Oh yeah.
They have different equipment there.
Ah.
So here you see jockey tractors
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the vineyards, you know, you have 1 or 2 meter space here.
Right.
There they have 60, 80 centimeters. So they have
Right.
completely different tools.
Ah, that's interesting. When I was in southern Sardinia, I was on the island of Sant'Antioco, and everyone's driving these three-wheeled Piaggios, pickup trucks. And they're tiny, but they fit through the svelte little narrow alleyways. So I spelt them on the table, but what the heck, here we go.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for bringing this.
Happy Thursday.
And sharing. Wine is for sharing, we always say.
So this is Sangiovese.
It's lovely. It has some like cherry red fruit character.
And because it's from Emilia Romagna instead of Tuscany, you can get quality which will be similar or equal, but the price will be significantly lower.
Okay.
Yes. Anyway, happy Thursday in Cône Minervois.
I'm not spitting this one. I like Sangiovese. It has a bit of a rough tannin, a bit, you know, like sandy.
Yeah.
And then it's smooth out. It gets
Yes.
very elegant and subtle.
It has that texture.
And a good temperature, chilled.
It is nice. We were speaking about this the other day because we did have a wine Tuesday also.
Oh yeah, we
Tuesday.
had a Terrace Tuesday.
Speaking
at your
about
house.
speaking about how oftentimes red wines are served at room temperature, whereas actually if you serve them a little bit chilled, then they develop in the glass.
Yeah.
Yes. And I love a chilled red on a good hot summer day.
Yeah.
And considering it's 89 degrees today or
No,
32
you need
degrees
to,
Celsius.
Yes. Everything on room temperature now is too hot. Yeah. So wine and traveling goes together, like we say today. What is your next trip planned? What do you think?
Well.
Have you anything planned, or is it just still to see?
I'm doing a short trip to London at the end of the month, but it's not really wine related. Although I may visit a producer of sparkling.
Yeah.
And then I have probably going to Sicily in September for a few days.
Harvest time.
Yeah. So that's it. And yourself?
My trip is planned
grandchild?
with my Dutch wine friends. We do a yearly couple of vineyard tour days and 1 day of golf. And this year we go to the UK. So golf. I need your tip or other tips, and even from the viewers. You know, if you have tips for me to go to.
Oh, I'll send you where there's golf and wine.
Yes, so we have a nice couple of days already there to visit English wineries.
Fantastic.
Especially to look at the white wines and sparkling, I think.
Great.
But I want to try everything and see where we are.
Good
and
stuff.
we'll do a nice program about that, about our next travels.
That's good.
Is that a good idea?
Let's do it. And when I come back, it's either from England, well, if I come, I'll try to bring a bottle with me.
Yeah.
And then we'll crack it open.
Let's do that. Promise, mate.
And you can bring some of that champagne from the golden barrel.
If I can afford it, I have to do. Yeah. Cool. All right, so enough to talk about in next editions of the Wine Cowboys. We'll travel, we'll share our stories, we share bottles.
Yeah.
And I think it's time to do a Wine Cowboys event perhaps here, you know.
Oh, could
to
be.
Invite some people and open up bottles together and have this chat and
I think it's a grand idea. And we can also do it at different venues, but it's a little hot, so we'd have to wait until it's cool.
Yeah, let's wait until the real heat is gone. So
yeah.
All right. Cheers. Talk to you later. Bye.
Cheers.